Hi guys, it's New Year's Day and I'm out here. I'm just walking dogs and things are going through my mind. I'm thinking about goals and about resolutions and everything like most of us are at the beginning of the year, and I thought that I'd just pull out my phone and just record some of the thoughts that I'm having right now. So it's going to be really raw, just really not going to edit it or anything fancy like that, but I'm just going to talk for a little bit. And so the first thing that I'm thinking about is the way that a lot of us set goals is a problem. A lot of us have a problem following through and doing the right thing, but a big chunk of that is because we set the wrong goals for ourselves in the first place. So we need to focus on, when we set goals, is it something that we enjoy doing enough that we're really going to follow through on it? Is it something that we can teach ourselves to like? Or is it just something that's somebody else's thing and we're trying to convince ourselves into that habit or into that pattern? I think to set goals, you really have to have a good idea of, first, of who you are, and then second, of who you want to be. Otherwise, you'll just have all these different goals branching out in total different directions, and you won't really go anywhere. So you need to have a pretty good idea of the kind of person that you want to be before you set a goal at all, especially a big New Year's resolution or change, a big habit in your life. So a good example of this for me is the gym. And the type of training that I do is basically bodybuilding. I just go in and I lift weights in the way that is going to help me to be the biggest. And it's kind of conceited, it sounds kind of vain, but that's just the type of training that I enjoy, and I just love it. I go in there and I get the burn, I get the pump, and it's awesome. But for a lot of us, that's not the kind of training that we would like to do. And if we go in the gym and try to make ourselves do that, it's going to feel horrible and we're not going to want to come back. So that's an example of a habit that we wouldn't want to repeat. So it's not really one that we want to aim for or strive for to create in our lives. Another example is snowboarding. Like, I've been a couple times and I try to be usually an open-minded person, but I don't like snowboarding. I don't like it at all. I don't like falling on my butt a million times as I ride down the hill, and it's cold, and I just don't like it. But for a lot of people, that's something they would enjoy more, and it's an exercise that still will benefit their bodies quite a bit. My dad and my brother come home from snowboarding every time, and they're sore, and their hips and their legs hurt, and they burn a lot of calories out on the hill, and it's an exercise that's good for them, just like the gym is for me. So we need to focus on building those types of habits that we actually enjoy or can learn to enjoy and are for us and for our specific goals. I promise you, there is a type of exercise, a type of movement that you would enjoy. You just need to look for it. You'll find an exercise that you can have fun while doing and will be good for your body and for your mental as well as your physical health. But there are a lot of others that you kind of need to accept maybe aren't for you. And you don't need to torture yourself to be healthy or to be fit or anything like that. You need to find kind of a middle of the road where it's comfortable enough that you can continue to do it without ruining your goals or your plans, but it needs to be challenging enough that it's actually going to help you level up. So one of the quotes that I really love is, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So you do need to remember that. It can be too easy, but there's definitely a road where your goals might be too hard or a habit in your life that you want to create where you're being too hard on yourself. Like an example of that for me, I think, especially around the holidays, would be a lot of people around the holidays are challenged with all the cookies and sweets and treats that are going around because they're delicious, right? We can all relate to that. But if you deny yourself of all of that and don't have any, and you just want to stay exactly strict on what you think is the perfect healthy diet, and don't let yourself indulge in any of that at all, that's not very healthy mentally. So I think a good middle of the road, and what works for me, is just to limit myself on portions, so I can have, one cookie or one of those delicious chocolates out of the box or whatever it is but I'm not just gonna go like heyday and let myself eat the whole box or whatever it is. So that's another thing to think about, is if you feel good when you're done at the end of a habit that you're trying to create in your day, then it's going to continue in your life. But if you go in the gym and you torture yourself and you don't feel any good after going out, I don't mean you shouldn't be sore. You should be sore, but you can still be happy, you know? Then it's not going to continue. So the reason that the gym has continued for about 2 years in my life without ever really slacking off or staying out of it for very long is because every time that I walk out of the gym, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling on fire, and I'm happy, and I'm happy with the session that I just had. Never do I walk out of there and I'm like, oh, that sucked. There are a lot of times that I walk into the gym and I'm tired or upset or confused, or like I just am not feeling it that day. But every single time that I walk out, I'm happy that I went there. And that's why it's been able to continue to be something in my life for so long. And why I am going to continue to do it now. The gym is something for me that's kind of like it's like a mood machine. I can walk in feeling upset or frustrated or tired or confused, whatever it is, but I walk out of there after challenging myself and I feel great. I feel happy about my goals, about who I am as a person right now, about everything, really. It helps me to clear up what I need to do in my life. And at the end, I kind of pat myself on the back. Like, you might have messed up today. Today might have been rough, but you still got in and completed that goal and that habit that you have for every day. So if you have, like I suggested, created one new habit, one great new habit in your life every day that you want to complete to make you a better person, you need to make sure that at the end of completing that habit, whether it's eating one more healthy meal a day or drinking more water or going to the gym, whatever it is, you got to pat yourself on the back. You got to pump yourself up and make yourself feel good about it, or it's not going to continue. You can't drag your feet and like say, oh, I'll eat healthy, but it sucks. That's not going to help you to continue doing it. You need to be happy about the decisions you're making and the habits you're creating in your life, or they're not going to last. So thanks for watching this video, just really raw and uncut. You can comment down below if you kind of like this style, and I'll probably continue doing things like this, along with some other little bit fancier videos with edits and with music laid over and things like that. But yeah, just comment below what kind of content you'd like to see in the future. And I'd like to thank you guys for the interaction that I've got on my first YouTube video. We've got about 42 views on it right now, I think, from about the middle of yesterday to last time I checked this morning. That's pretty great for a first video. I could compare myself to other YouTubers that have millions and millions and blah blah blah, but really for a first video, that's great. I'm grateful. That's more than I could ask for. Thank you.